Numero uno, starting off on a bit of a somber note. Rest in peace, Ron Rosenbaum. And Ron passed away Sunday night at his home. He was 68 years old. And this one's a little tough for me. Ron battled multiple myeloma, which was a new one to me. Cancer of malignant plasma cells. It was very aggressive. It came on very, very fast, and it's unfortunate. Ron, if you didn't know Ron, he was an attorney of the Twin Cities, radio host for a long time on WCCO, hosted the Holden Court podcast, and was on the TV show Enough Said on Fox 9 Friday nights with his good friend Dan Barrero. And Ron was, he's funny, upbeat, snarky, but without being overly snarky, you know, and just massively intelligent and just, it was always great listening to his stuff. And yeah, a keen sense of the law, had great guests, had a bunch of great connections in the law community here in the Twin Cities and beyond. And he turned out a great product. It was entertaining, it was informative, and I love this man. I really did. And I don't throw that term around a lot. You know, this isn't, you got to earn Andy's love a little bit. And Ron he did. And I'm too young for the WCCO days, but I listened to every single one of his Holden Court shows. And he also did a Q&A with Dean Strang here in the Twin Cities, right when Making a Murder was the cat's ass. And also, my favorite episode, he talked to Kevin Weeks, who was part of the Winter Hill Gang when Black Mass came out, the movie about Whitey Bulger with Johnny Depp in it. And Ron actually worked in some of the Boston public schools, and Kevin Weeks was like a teaching aide at that time. And it's just so weird how sometimes life paths can cross, because, I mean, you have this guy from St. Paul going out to administrate schools out in Boston, and he's crossing paths and maintaining friendships with a cold-blooded killer. And it's just amazing hearing that relationship and some of the stories come out on that show. And yeah, I highly recommend you go back through the catalog of Holden Court and find the Kevin Weeks episode. And I met Ron once at Canterbury. He was a really big advocate of the Racino when that was going through legislation. Ron was a big fan of the ponies, loved the horses and whatnot. And when I met him, is just nothing formal, just a little introduction and a couple 2-3 minute chat. And yeah, I'm glad I did it. He was a great man. He did a lot of good in this world, and he made you think that lawyers weren't all bad. Lawyers weren't all like straight up bird from Satan's ass crack. You know what I mean? And the world lost a really, really good one, Ron Rosenbaum. And 68 is just way too soon. And let's take this first of 5 things out with Holden Court's theme music, Lawyers, Guns, and Money by Warren Zevon.
I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Ha!
The Cold Omaha Podcast Network.